day. So it's always good to have a few options. Yeah, that 30 minutes probably just gonna fill that with. I think if you look on the hourly as well, we closed above that structure to the left, so looks like that's just created the hourly top wick to continue. I have noticed that these sessions have been a little bit rangy the last few days. The NYSE session. Yeah.
So you want to use the internet?
Yeah.
Nice. You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find.
Yeah, a lot of. I think it's been a lot of London this week. A lot of London. A lot. You should move.
It's never okay to post rumors or threats, to spread lies about your peers, or send harassing texts.
Yeah.
Impersonating people, sharing private information, photoshopping pictures to cause humiliation.
Yeah, like we've topped 140, which is obviously key psychological level. A lot of sort of take profits up at 140.
It might impair your vision. Don't be a grouchy grump or a misanthropic chump. Say nice things on the internet. Don't be like Donald Trump. Politics on Facebook can be so polarizing. When friends and family start to post opinions so surprising. Don't enter in the flame wars. You can always close the screen. Go out for a walk instead of being mean. When it comes to online etiquette, take action, my advice. Don't talk that trash on YouTube just because you hate your life. You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online. Don't be a cyberbully. You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online. Don't be a cyberbully.
When I was a little girl, my daddy told me a bully is a kid who takes your lunch money. Looking at my screen, I miss the good old days when you could see a bully coming and walk the other way. We're living in a world where we're epically connected to mean tweets, live feeds, rude comments on Reddit. We could all be nicer. I think we're well aware, so I've developed a list of kind things you might share. A selfie of you hanging with your grandparents. A status about how a seed grows when you plant it. Beautiful landscapes, sunset photos, water refracting light twice, double rainbows, poodles and tutus dancing on their hind legs, a mountain lion and a dolphin making friends. First Sunday of May, a nice shout out to your mother. College ball, half court, buckets at the buzzer.
You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what
Oh yeah, I'm on mute, man. It's LTM Capital. I was speaking on mute.
a good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online. Don't be a cyberbully. Lorraine had strong opinions on the Second Amendment, and anyone who disagreed with her, she unfriended. With every single
It's
day,
AL
she felt like
Cap
a hero.
AL
She woke up one day
LTM
and her friend
Capital.
count was zero.
Back in '04, there was
Thank
a
you.
really mean blog written by girls who hated Katie's songs. 10 years later, they couldn't get tickets. Her show at the Garden sold out in 2 minutes.
Sam was from LA, trolling every day, telling girls on Instagram that they should watch their weight. Drinking Mountain Dew as he crafted every post till he gained 1,000 pounds and couldn't leave his home.
When we hear the word trolling, get mean and unstable.
Not cute plastic dolls with jewels in their navels,
Xenophobic tweets
or racist peppy memes.
are not what Lars and me
Wanna see up on our feeds. You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online. Don't be a cyberbully. You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online. Don't be a cyberbully.
Check my budget, man. If I'm in the green, I still ain't budging, man. Check my budget.
long time coming. So let's get it. You ready? Hey. So I've been out here for a minute, got me grown out. Always moving around, feel like a stranger in my hometown. You ain't really about it unless you really been around it. I've been looking for my moment, now I think I finally found it. Oh yeah. Well, things ain't go according to plan, so now I show the world I've been trying to hide. Won't act like I ain't scared to leave, but this right here's my therapy. I went through the dark and now there's light in my eyes. I just changed the way I see it. All I had to do is start believing. I made mistakes, I'm never gonna repeat it. I took a break, but now I'm never leaving. Yeah, I feel like something woke inside. Heartbeat working overtime. Everything was motorized, but now I'm up and more alive. So let my family know I'm fine and it's a new day. Cause there's a whole lot I gotta say. So I'ma tell the world that I'm on the way. I promise. When we're back, we gon' celebrate. Yeah, yeah, baby, save the day. So raise your glass to them better days. Cause they're coming. I know I'm gone and it's getting late, but I'll be there, baby, save the day. Cooped up, I ain't left my place in a few months. I'm going back to basics like a crew cut. Feeling used up, but now I'm grew done. Grinding till I make a few bucks. Somebody do some, ayy. Yeah, I've been depressed, yeah, I've been a mess, but I guess you gotta hit your worst and make it to your best. And I still have my rainy days, I doubt those ever fade away. But I've been seeing color instead of all those other shades of gray, and I just had to find myself. I know life is great and I just needed to remind myself. Yeah, I remember that a flower don't stay in bloom all year long. So one bad day don't make it all go wrong. Opportunity knocks while I just hold the door. I know that I just gotta focus more, and I can finally see that heaven I've been going towards, with angels singing praises through these vocal cords. They wanted me to tell the world that I'm on the way. I promise. When we're back, we gon' celebrate. Yeah, yeah, baby, save the day. So raise your glass to them better days. Cause they're coming. I know I'm gone and it's getting late, but I'll be there, baby, save the day. This my soul in a vessel, through this whole instrumental. Every dough from the pencil, I'm a voice, not an echo. Yeah, this my wants and my fire, this my constant desire. This the sound of overcoming all those doubts in my mind. And it'll be worth it, it won't be perfect, but I'll have plaques and I'll have purpose. I'll have love and I'll have family, I'll have friends that understand me. I'll have a wife and the kids and a life for the Ritz, even though life getting shorter. One day I'll have it all, just not in that order. Tell the world that I'm on the way. I promise. When we're back, we gon' celebrate. Save the day. So raise your glass to them better days. Cause they're coming. I know I'm gone and it's getting late, but I'll be there, baby, save the day.
Oh, I can't hear you. YouTube can't hear you. Oh. Have patience, young Padawans. He's fixing it. Yeah. Is it just you? Can they hear everybody else? Can they hear me, or is it just you? Is it just Paul you guys can't hear? Can you hear me? Okay. So it's just your mic for some reason. It's got the corona.
YouTube put you in the gulag.
You were probably talking about GJ sells, though, weren't you?
No buys.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for support to form. Oh, I think we picked it up now. There we go. That was so weird. Now I gotta
All right.
add.
We'll let you roll then. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, my filters are gone now, though. That's not cool. Oh, yeah, I don't remember what my settings were. Man. So basically waiting for support on GJ to form. Down here, up here. That's all I'm waiting for. To look for a trade. I'm gonna set these settings up, but that's what I'm waiting for. Then Liam, if you're back, if you want to jump in and go, you can take over. I gotta figure this stuff out real quick. Yeah, I guess I didn't save the settings. Think that's good. Noise suppression. Hello, hello. Hello, loud. Better. Hello, hello. There we go. Alright, I think we're fixed. Should be good. So we got Mr. Liam joining us today if he's back. Nope, there's no camera for you, I think. Yeah, no, it would pull everyone up. So you don't have to look all pretty. But we are ready when you are.
Hi man, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Lovely, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
But you wanna just like run through who you are, what you do,
Yeah, so
some trading
I'm Liam.
stuff.
I'm the owner of LTM Capital. Yeah, I've been trading around 5 years now in the markets every day. London and NY for about 3 years now. Yeah, it's a tough market, man. It's a tough market. So been a lot of issues over the years, a lot of psychological barriers, a lot of problems, you know. As you guys all know, like from the start, I had no risk management. I had no way of managing risk, accumulating risk, scaling in positions. I had nothing, man. I came from nothing. But yeah, it's finally all starting to work out. The last couple of years, risk management's been on point. I know you're sort of like you like a scalp, don't you? You trade. You're scalping, right?
Yep.
And I trade more the day, so I have a daily bias, and then I'll trade intraday based off my daily bias across my pairs, right? I could run through a trade actually.
Yeah, go ahead. You gotta tell me what chart you want. We'll
So yeah, so EJ on the daily here.
Yep.
So yeah, so just basically my whole strategy is based primarily off the daily for my bias. So looking at yesterday's daily candle, you can see obviously we closed bullish, leaving a nice wick to fill to the upside, right? So essentially my bias for today on GJ was to look for a pullback intraday and rejections to the downside to then indicate that we are going to continue and fill this higher time frame to go with my higher time frame bias, which is bullish on GJ. So just looking at the daily there, essentially what I'm trying to do is pinpoint where today's daily candle bottom wick will be, to then look for a strong solid support. I trade more the hourly time frame with my daily time frame. I'm not a huge fan sort of down to the 15. I know the 15 is quite a risky time frame. But yeah, so if you jump down to, I can send a chart actually. Could I send a chart?
Yeah, just drop the link in Zoom and I'll pull that up.
Right, I'll send a chart. So I've been in buys on GJ since London from 139.530. And that's based off my daily bias, right? I'll just quickly mark a chart of now next week.
Okay. Yeah, you got in right at the bottom.
Scaled out most of my position, just still looking for some continuation.
Yeah, I think this support should, if it's going to hold, that should be where we can push up from. Yep, yeah, 1 hour looks like push below. We'll see. Still got 2 minutes on the close, and then we'll see what the next 30-minute does. See if we can tap back up to those highs. But if we do stay below here, then probably end up dropping back into this area. And then end the day down here. Yeah, that would then be a bearish daily close. So we'll see. If we get support, we should be good to push back up a little bit. Yeah, EJ looks good now. It's just not real clean right there. Alright, got it.
So, just taking a look at this. Yesterday, we have a bullish bias on GJ based off the daily, right? I don't know if you could quickly get the daily back up.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So
there we go.
Yesterday's daily was very bullish. We closed bullish, leaving a nice wick to fill. So my bias is bullish. So intraday, what I'm looking for is a pullback, rejections, and engulfing candles to then look for longs based off my daily bias, right? So if you drop onto what I just sent you, so you can see that we have the Asian low, which is in the middle of the screen, which was violated to the downside. Yeah, so you can see we ran the Asian low stops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of the retails looking to go long on GJ based on the daily. Everyone knows that it's bullish, right, on the daily. So all of their stops are below the Asian low. And then once you get your bullish engulfing back in the range, that's when you can then look to go with your daily bias, right? Hit around a 2-to-1, scaled off most of my position. So yeah, it's just based off the daily, looking for retraces intraday. You can see we have 3 rejections off the Asian low, and then we have a engulfing back in the range to then go with our higher time frame bias. The only thing with going with your higher time frame bias is, so I'm only going to look for longs on GJ, right? Because that's what the daily tells me. So that's what I'm going to do. I do also trade fibs for Confluence. I didn't put any on here because I know a lot of you guys don't like fibs, but they're just confluences, right? They're not used as confirmations. So yeah, it's sort of, it is scalping the way I trade, but it's going with my higher time frame bias.
Gotcha.
Got a lot of retracements in the Asian session, and then going into the London session. So yeah, the London session's where it's at, man.
Yeah, I've noticed.
For the big moves, you know, and if you're trading daily, a lot of the daily bottom wicks are put in on the London session.
Yeah, I've noticed Asian will kind of just range its way. London will set the daily up and then push, and then New York usually continues, but this week it didn't continue much at all.
Normally, if we sort of push quite hard in London, we will see a continuation in NY, which is what we would expect now. But this week we've been quite rangy in the NY session.
Yeah, been a little different than normal. So you only look at GJ, or what are you all looking at? How many pairs?
So I trade quite a few pairs. I trade around 5-6 pairs, but all based on my daily bias, right? So I have to trade a few pairs because with only having a bias in one direction, I'm only going to have setups in that direction. So
yep.
I took a trade this morning on AUD JPY. Not the best pair, I know.
It normally moves pretty well.
So it was, if you look at the pullback in the London session.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got, so if you check the daily, just based off yesterday, we had a bearish close on the daily, right? So just in terms of my short-term bias, it was sells on AJ.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at the London session this morning, we dropped down to it was the hourly, yes. So bearish on AJ. You can see we had a pullback and then a bearish engulfing candle in the London session.
As well?
Yeah, so,
yep.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, that was the daily top wick to then continue retest the lows and for some continuation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just based on my daily bias. So that was just a trade I took this morning, 2-1 on AJ.
Very nice. So you kind of do the same thing I do, but yours is daily or minus 4 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've noticed you use the 4 hour, right, for your bias.
Yeah, and then for the bias to change, so if this 4 hour low gets broken, which I don't think is going to happen today, we're not going to get that much volume. Maybe we do, but I think that's less likely. Then once this low is broken, I could switch over to a sell. Is that how your daily works, or what do you do to switch it?
Yeah, I mean, for the daily, it's a little bit different because for the daily low to be broken,
it'll take a while.
Yeah, exactly. So by then I would probably just wait for the next day. If we are breaking the daily low, then potentially the next day will continue in that direction, right?
Yep.
Which is similar to what you trade on the 4 hour, just takes less time.
Yep, you can kind of get in and out, or it's more, a little bit more breathing room for an opportunity, so you don't have to kind of wait so long to see a good quality setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I like the daily idea. I've considered using it, but
yeah,
I just
I would definitely take a look at the daily, just maybe back test it and trade with a daily bias. You've got to be a lot more patient because trading like one pair, you're not going to get as many setups. I mean, if you look at GJ this week on the daily, you've had setups every single day, right?
Yep.
Of trading the daily 1 hour. So that doesn't happen too often. But yeah, if you literally check the daily 1 hour this week every single day, you'll see the creation of the bottom wick on the dailies, rejections on the hourlies to then continue with the daily trend, right?
Yep. So for your like entries, is it just candle closes?
Yeah, so bullish and gold. So if I'm bullish on a pair, so I'm looking mainly for a bullish engulfing candle.
And then that would only be on the hourly or 30-minute too?
No, only on the hourly.
Okay.
Mostly on the hourly, yeah. Just very, very strong confirms. Like if you see rejections on the hourly, bullish engulfings on the hourly, they're normally very, very reliable, right?
Yep.
And then trading with your bias, all adds just confluence together. One thing I did notice, just looking at the 30-minute now on GJ, I think we pulled back yesterday as well in the NY, right?
I coughed. I missed what you said.
I think we pull back yesterday in the NY session.
I believe we did. I was on EJ, but Yeah, looks like we did.
Yeah, so that would be potentially something to take a note of for this session, but obviously it goes against my bias. I would never be taking sells just based on the daily, but
It's done it almost. I mean, this was a little
Yeah.
later. This was 10 a.m.
um,
But yeah, it's been a lot of pulling back and same thing here. Resistance
Yeah.
and then pulled back from there. But again, that's against my bias too, so
yeah, exactly.
that's why I've only had one trade so far.
Stick to your rules because most of the time it's going to be right.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, like, you've had an entry all week. I've had one in NYSE.
Yeah, but next week maybe the other way around. You know, it swings and roundabouts. So.
Yeah, I could have every day and you could have 0 or you could have 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, if this can, if we close bullish or weak bearish and then we break the high, that would validate support for me to go up.
Yeah.
As long as we get a higher low. If it breaks the low and then the high, then I wouldn't trust the candle. 'Cause yeah, you like the closes. I have more confidence in like breaking the highs and lows of candles.
Yeah, I mean you can. It's more aggressive, obviously, on the closes. Just to add more sort of probability in your favor, you can wait for highs to be broken. I mean, even on it's just that when you're trading the hourly as well, often your entries aren't. You have to sacrifice a little bit of risk to reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
you're gaining that extra probability.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes it does add those really aggressive moves when volume comes in before closes.
Yeah.
Kind of let you capitalize there, but then if it is with a close, it's just even extra confirmation. But
Yeah.
sometimes you do sacrifice a little risk to reward, but makes me feel comfy in the trade, so that makes up for it. Yeah, 4 hour could just be making a bottom wick. If we go down, I mean, it does have clean traffic to the left, down to that like 139, 500-ish area. I believe that's our 1 hour support. I think that's where I got that. Yep. Yeah. So, good chance we could come down here. We got clean traffic, so it makes sense as long as we get lower lows, lower highs, keep coming down. But previous 4 hours bullish. I think we can get up a little higher still, so if it's just the bottom wick, then we should form a support and head back up, get into these highs. If not, then we'll probably fall down into these lows. Well, Liam, you have a group or something, right?
Yeah, I have a free Telegram group. So I have a free Telegram group, but I also have a mentorship, an analysis group as well.
Okay, nice.
But I don't really advertise my service too much. It's more
Okay.
just like a private sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've got there's quite a lot of free content. There's a lot of nice content in my Telegram group. Video breakdowns, analysis, voice notes, just running through setups, explaining my thought process, all of
Yep,
that sort of stuff.
I've seen some of those. Looks like you guys get a lot of nice trades in there.
Yeah.
Pretty nifty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Just trading the daily really changed my view, my bias.
What brought you to that to do that?
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know. I just sort of tried it and then back tested it, of course, and then understood that my sort of best trades and highest sort of my best return on investment was from trading with my daily bias. So yes, you could catch like say a 15 pip scalp to the downside right now. But ultimately what I'm looking for is my impulse to the upside with my daily buy.
The higher time frames kind of should be stronger moves up.
Yeah, you don't realize how sort of strong the daily is, and how important the daily is, right? Like if yesterday's daily rejected hard, like them orders have to go somewhere, right? So if we rejected, like I think on GU, I took a trade on GU. So GU on the daily, you can see on, so right now we're consolidating, but if you can see that rejection candle on the daily midweek, so there was not that one, yeah, exactly. So that's a strong rejection on the daily. So them orders have to go somewhere, right? So intraday, I was looking for pullbacks for the top wick on the daily, hourly confirmed to then go short. So if you check the hourly, I'm trying to think what day this was. It was on. What day was that? Check on the daily. Sorry. So that was the 11th of August. So the trade was took on the 12th of August. Yeah. So if you look, we had our daily close, and then we had a retrace. So it was at, it was in the London session. So that's the NY session. Yeah, so exactly. So we had my bias was bearish. We had a retrace intraday, and then we had 2 rejections from our key level, right? So for me, that was an indication based on my daily bias to go short, retest them lows, and then continue, right? So if you see the 2 rejection candles, right?
Yep, these two.
Yeah, exactly. So my bias was bearish based on yesterday's rejection. So intraday, what I'm looking for was that pullback, and then we got the 2 rejections, bearish close, then looking to retest that low, right? Based on daily.
So you entered soon as this one closed, or once the low was broke?
Just as that one closed, but of course you can enter as it breaks the low for higher probability.
No, very, very good. Do you look at clean traffic and stuff, or are you not so concerned?
Yeah, of course. It's always nice to see you have clean traffic.
But will you kind of anticipate the daily, if there's like minor levels, will you anticipate the daily to break through those?
Yes. So that's why it's important to sort of get a good entry on the daily to then continue. But yeah, based on the daily, them levels are nothing really. As long as your entry's like sort of correct, you shouldn't have too much problems. Like if you look at GJ all week, bullish all week, we're breaking every zone to the upside, right? So as long as you get that daily bottom wick and your bias is correct, you will break that zone.
Yeah, as long as the daily stays bullish.
Do you use only price action? So I use fibs for confluence, but primarily yes, price action.
Is there certain levels on the fibs you look for?
Yeah, so you essentially want to see price come to around like 50%, 61.8% retracement on the daily. So my fibs are based on the daily, right? So basically I'm looking for at least a 50% pullback on the daily from the previous day, and rejections to then continue my bias.
Gotcha.
So there's a few more moving parts, but it's just to add confluence, right? It's not, they're not confirmations. The confirmations are the candle closes, which is the price action.
Then the confluence is just that extra little boxes you check off to make sure.
Exactly. So like if you're on the daily, knowing that the top wick has retraced around 50% of yesterday's daily candle. For me, that's just added confidence that there's enough orders there, right? So hitting the 50, that just means that price is retraced enough if we are going to continue.
Gotcha. So it's like I totally lost my train of thought. It adds like more consistency and structure to your trading then too, right?
Yeah, so it just makes it a little bit more systematic.
Yeah, so you can repeat it a lot easier then too.
Exactly. That's one of the problems that I found in the past was my issues were with like emotions, right? So how can you control your emotions? And for me, that was to create a systematic strategy. So
right there with you. Right there with you.
But also, like, you know, like I use at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So having that in the back of your mind, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 risk to reward, you know, you can take 3 trades, win 1, and be break even, right?
Yep.
So it's always good to have that in the back of your mind as well.
Yep. Yeah, I've been trying to lean more towards 2-to-1s instead of 1-to-1s, just to try and step it up a notch. Try and just take more quality than quantity.
It's a lot harder when you're scalping to sort of get them better risk to rewards. Because there's a lot of noise intraday, right? So
yeah, the 1 hour probably helps eliminate those minor levels.
Yeah, that was one issue that I used to have as well. So I would have all these different levels on my screen, right? 15-minute, 30-minute. And yeah, they're very good if you're taking it from zone to zone, say on the 15-minute. But then you can get really sort of, that's why I like you use the 4-hour time frame, because you can never just flip your bias like that. And that's when you can start sort of, when you flip your bias instantly, that's when you can start over trading. And that's sort of another thing to it, right? So being able to prevent yourself from over trading, that was another problem for me, over trading. So how can you prevent over trading? You can, if you have a daily bias, then you're only trading in that direction. So there's less chance of over trading.
Yep. So did you find it, because for me it was always before the 4-hour bias, like those sells, I would have been taking those sells, and then if these buys start to play out and it goes up, then I'd be jumping.
That's a dangerous game, right?
Jumping back into, and it's just
that's a dangerous game.
That was the issue. Is I would see the clean traffic, I'd see the close below support or resistance or above resistance, whatever, and then I would get in, and then it would fake out and go the other way, and I'd be like, oh, okay, so I was wrong, it's going the other way. And then it would just continue on the original direction. It's like, well, how do I fix that? And then it's like, okay, I need to take less trades, go with the higher time frame, a little more confirmation with the 4-hour direction too, then versus like a 30-minute direction. And it just kind of helps give that bigger picture too. So it's like, even though there's these potential short-term sells right now, if we get buys, that's a better potential trade.
Yeah, because if you look on the 4-hour right now, just based on sort of someone trading the 4-hour, right? They're essentially, it's a dangerous game to go and try and short this market right now, just based on everything sort of previous 4-hour close bullish. This could literally just be a liquidity grab on the 4-hour, the 4-hour bottom wick to then continue to the upside. So it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, everything is we haven't really broken higher high, higher low structure.
Yeah,
all week.
No higher time frame structures below.
Yeah, so like the short-term sells, they might play, but maybe a better play is the buys.
It just depends on what sort of player are you. Like, do you want to be in and out for 10 pips? Do you want to go with, it's not swing trading, it's intraday trading, but it has potential to be swing trading, right? Because your runners can go very far. Just depends what you want.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's something people need to figure out. Like, you figured out emotions was something you needed to control, and you could do that with that systematic strategy, right?
Exactly.
Like, same thing for me. Some people might not have that issue. Their issue might be they over risk or
Yeah.
they over trade. Then you got to figure out a way to help yourself eliminate that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are doing all of them at once, right? Over risking, over trading, so it all
Yeah.
adds up. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
But when you can learn to just take 1-2 trades a day with a consistent strategy that you've back tested, you understand all of the working parts. What are you looking for? And there's no emotions attached, then that's when you start to see sort of success, right?
yep. Or at least progress.
Yeah, progress. You may go from a losing trader to a break-even one, right?
That's progress.
No, it's true.
Part of the steps, little stepping stone. Looks like 15 minutes trying to create some support. Maybe a little fake out to the downside to come back up. Also, might be creating support up on here. Maybe even up here. So do you have I saw someone, do you have a YouTube?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I just occasionally post some. It's LTM Capital. Yeah, so that's it.
Oh, but that's embarrassing. I'm not even subscribed.
Oh
Now I am.
wow,
Now
great
I
then.
am. I didn't know you had a YouTube, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't really post too much on it, but
I think you should.
it's all just value, really. There's no, it's all just value based.
Yeah. Well, definitely worth a look, guys. Maybe we'll get Liam to join us more frequently. Come hang out, chit chat.
Yeah, man, it's been good coming on the stream.
What's up? Did you say something, Liam?
Yeah, I was just saying it's been good coming on the stream, speaking to you guys.
Yeah, man. Whenever you want to come through, hang out, just let me know. I'll shoot you the Zoom. You can come chill, call some trades.
No problem, man.
And maybe a day during the week we can actually have a better opportunity for a trade versus a kind of end of day Friday coming in.
Yeah, that's the thing with it being Friday.
Yeah.
I'm done for the week. I was done in London, so.
Yeah, if nothing appears by, I think 10 a.m. is my cutoff for Fridays, because after 10 a.m. candles do this, and I don't like to trade that. We got these fruit flies. It doesn't make any sense because we don't eat fruit at all. We eat protein, veggies, and rice, and coffee, and that's it. That's literally the only thing in the house, and we have fruit flies. It makes no sense. Here, this 30 minutes doing.
Well, there's a coin shortage, so good thing that you can't make any sense anyway.
There's a what?
There's a coin shortage.
Oh, really?
Don't you go everywhere and say, sorry, you can't pay with money because there's a coin shortage in the United States?
No.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. People are saying everybody's liquidating. No, people are saying they're going into a digital world, right?
I have not heard that yet, so the veggies are frozen, so they're not even fresh veggies. They're frozen because they're easier to heat up on the go. So I highly doubt that it's the veggies. And there's no plants. I hate plants. I think she might have one plant, but I don't know if it's real or not, to be honest. So I don't think it could be the plants. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, no, I haven't heard a coin shortage thing. No one's told me about that yet. But I hardly leave my office, so I don't even know what society is anymore.
Oh, you want that old chorus? Guess what? Feelings don't care what you want. Sargman so fly, they called him Go Bloom. Right King so
Huh, that's weird.
Just listen to Wing Nut, you gotta screw loose. Aliens are the norm in this batch of turtle soup.
Yeah, I haven't had that. I always pay with a card though, so maybe that's why I haven't noticed.
The big bear heart could have stayed. Bebop and rock ain't sure which shell to crack. Just pick the one that makes sense, Leo, lead the pack.
Yeah, that's the only thing, you know, with this week. Looking at like the past sessions and how has GJ been behaving in the past sessions. So that would maybe be the only thing that would want me to take shorts, just based on seeing price pull back in all of the other NY sessions this week, right?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if I started doing that, that would just start to develop bad habits.
Yeah, it's not a consistent way of thinking, right? So, like with London, you know, so in London, you'll document when the volume's coming in. Say, like this week, it's been coming in consistently at 7 a.m. UK. So you document that on the Monday, Tuesday, to then sort of see where volume's coming in throughout the week. Like specific times on when you're getting pushes.
Because that'd be one my time, right? That would have been this. No, that would have been this one, right? Oh, that's way too late. One. Here we go. Here's one. That would have been right in here where the volume started to kick in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you check 1 a.m.
Yeah, right here. Looks like a little pullback to resistance and then break down.
Don't need ooze to give him a bruise when the science orders are ass kicking. Don't get included in my muse. Let cool have a temper that's worse than Raphael. They say I should keep it inside, but what the shell? That's why my name ring bells like Floridor Knocker. Take it back.
Damn, EJ has just been a mess all morning. That's weird. Hourly. Wow. A little bit of indecision there.
The world ain't what it seems. You ain't never seen the world's most fearsome fighting scene. When you're a little bit older, you realize the meaning of being useless as a foot soldier. Yo, my lines will have you sauce, pizza rhyme, and you know what it is, trick pizza time. You realize eventually come around, that's rotunda. Just go and yell the victory cry.
Yeah, I would just be careful with EJ. It doesn't look real good right now. Yep, if you got in GJ sells, looks like that kind of played out. Yeah, it's got a long way to go. I can sell once we break this low or close bearish on the 4-hour, but that will be well past my trading time. I'm kind of looking at break of this high, but I wanted us to come test this low over here first, make a higher low on the 30-minute, and then push up. But We'll see.
I was gonna say Paul Liam's a good dude. Everyone should go check him out. Everyone should check out what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
He's a good dude.
been following him for a minute.
Well, follow him for more than a minute.
Thank
I,
you.
I think you're too old to understand the reference.
I am too old. You're exactly right.
Somehow a minute means a long time now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like when you say I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah.
It could be like 10 years.
So what would 5 minutes be then?
10 lifetimes.
A
Minimum.
light year or some shit.
It'd be
Holy cow.
lifetimes. Yeah, I think if we break this low, that could be nice sells to here. But I gotta wait for buys. And we're running out of time.
I think his IG is LTM Capital, TB Sydney, if I'm correct.
Yep, yeah, I got it up on the screen. Hopefully get some people to him and hopefully get some good help if what is already out there is not working.
And let me say, I believe in promoting people like that too, because and you guys that are on the stream are grown up enough to decide what's valuable to you or not. So I think everyone should check out everything and see what fits for you.
Because what I do might not work. The daily bias might just click. That might be the thing they needed.
Right. I just don't like it when people say don't check out other stuff, because I mean it just may fit your personality. So that's why I love hanging out with Paul, because I learned something from his stuff, and you can learn something a little bit from everybody.
That's a very, very good point. I mean, like, my strategy is basically just it's a combination of strategies, right? So it's stuff that I've learned from the streams, it's stuff that I've learned from YouTube. Like, it's a combination of a lot of things, and that's sort of, I think, a good way to go about it. When you sort of create your own thing, you put your own spin on it, right?
Yeah.
For what suits your personality. It comes down to your personality. How long can you trade?
You're just adding more tools to your toolbox.
Well, we can trade for a minute. Oh, see, I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
Feels like a lifetime for me.
That's what a minute is, I guess, though, right?
Yeah, pretty close. Be anywhere from like a couple hours to, I don't know, like 5 to 10 years, I would guesstimate.
It's a crazy journey trading, man.
Oh yeah, it's wild. Just imagining like what you used to do in the beginning, and then looking at it now, it's like, wow, what was even going through my head? Yeah,
That's the point, I guess, right?
Yeah, some of the stuff I used to do when I very, very first started, it works. I know people who do it, it works, but like for me, I can't make sense of it now. So I would go to this little line graph chart, and then I would just look for the tips and then kind of mark them. Be like, oh, we hit here, kind of clustered here, a little bit of nonsense here. And then I would just wait for like a close above that area on the 1 hour, and then a retest, and then just enter without any idea on what candles even we're doing.
You know, the line chart actually is an indication of where candles are closing, right? That's what that means. So that's where candles closed.
On those peaks?
Yeah.
But Paul, and the funny thing is, you'll probably change 5 or 6 times in your trading future as well. So the day you stop learning is the day you might as well just quit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You're going to evolve. You're going to change things. You're going to.
Oh,
so
yeah. The next 5 to 10 years, I'm sure I'll be doing something.
I've done that several times in 17 years. Change things.
Yeah, I'm sure things will be different in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I'll adapt and change with the market and whatnot, but I definitely think it'll still be candle based.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It has to be, man.
It's just that's what makes sense. So like that line chart thing, I'm not saying it doesn't work, because if that's visually what makes sense to you, then it's gonna work for you. But like looking back at what I was trying to see back then, I can't make sense of it now. Like it doesn't. It just confuses me. Where this, it's like, okay, lower highs, higher lows, all that kind of stuff. It makes sense.
Systematic.
Yep, exactly. That was what started it for me. That's what got me out of those bad habits, was proper rules to just consistently execute every day and let the probability play and not emotions. Yeah. I mean, someone said I'm very positive. I mean, trading or not, that's how you should go about life. If you're gonna walk around angry all the time, I mean, you know, like why? Just, you're, it's corny, but you do only get to live one time. So why not be happy while you are living? Because unfortunately, you don't get to live forever. At least for now. Who knows what the future will bring? But we only get to live once, so I don't see why you would want to be angry or hate or stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. What's the point then? Find something you like to do and just do it regardless of what anyone says. Family, friends, people on the internet, whatever. If it makes you happy and you think you're doing some good, that's all that should matter. Plus, I think having a better mindset helps with trading a lot as well. So if you have more of a negative mindset, when you lose, you're gonna blame someone. You're gonna blame the market like it's out to get you.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Or you're gonna be like, oh, here we go again. It's out to get me again. Whereas if you're, I mean, we could say positive or more emotionally intelligent, maybe you think, no, maybe I made a mistake. How can I fix this to be better?
Or you could just change that or you could change that thing into, what is the market trying to do to me?
Yeah, you have a better chance to learn from it. And then that goes again with anything in life. Like, if you want to gain weight so you can get bigger, and you feel like you're eating a lot, but you're just not gaining weight, so you just say, oh, my body hates me, it won't let me gain weight. Maybe just eat more and track that food so you know you're eating more. Just like stuff like that. Yeah, magic, you can use it to identify support and resistance. It just, visually for me, I like the candles better, that's all. Yep. Right, Leon? Exactly. What up, Jose? I'll be back in a second. Well, it's not my music. You can leave if you don't like it. We got beats with Kev, so you can complain to Kev. All right, Liam, what we got here?
So let's run through this one more time, right? This is this is a weird pair, right? GBP CHF.
Yep.
Very, very volatile pair. So if you look at the previous day, right, we had a very, very big bearish candle, and we closed below everything to the left, right? So going into the next day, my bias is of course bearish on GBP CHF, right? So essentially what we're looking for intraday is a pullback for the daily top wick to then continue price to the downside. So if you could open the next chart, please.
Yep.
So bearish bias based on the close below and very, very strong close.
Did I pull up the wrong one? I think you sent the same one. Maybe not. There we go.
Yeah, so if you look at the huge rally to the downside, that's essentially just the previous day, the previous daily candle, right? So what I'm looking for intraday is a pullback to a significant level and rejections from that area in order to take shorts, right? So it's very, very simple. Daily bias bearish, intraday look for a pullback to a significant level, which was the 50, and also a significant resistance. So in my mind, that's the daily top wick once we see the rejections. So a stop above the daily top wick is always safe, and then looking to continue.
Beautiful. So once that first bearish one closed, you got in?
Yeah, just on a slight pullback.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And then stops all the way above. Yep. So then you anticipated that the daily would get to the daily low and break those minor levels.
Just a daily low retest. That's all that is. Yeah, Leon, I draw my fibs. So if I'm bearish, I would draw my fib from yesterday's daily high to daily low. But yeah, don't overcomplicate it with the fibs. They're just there for confluence, right?
So when you find your major zone, do you base it on the fib, or
well, as long as we've came to around, sometimes you're okay taking off the 32, but you mainly want to be taking it off the 50 or at least the 61 rejecting off that level, right?
Just higher probabilities up there?
Yeah, because we've grabbed enough liquidity in my mind to then continue with the daily.
Gotcha.
But of course, if there's no confirmation, then there's no trade. So if there's no bearish engulfing, if there's no rejections, then there's no trade. So
when this bearish one here hit the 32, it wasn't engulfing, so it wasn't good enough, kind of thing.
Exactly.
It wasn't strong enough.
Exactly.
I like that. That's real straightforward.
It's just simple, man.
Yeah.
Systematic.
Yep. So do the fibs find those main 50 levels for you, or would you have marked this zone?
All that essentially means is that's around, it's retraced to around 50% of yesterday's daily candle, right?
Yep.
So in terms of how candles move, that's enough liquidity if we do reject that area to continue. We've retraced a significant amount to then continue.
Gotcha. Does it increase when you go, if it hits the 61, does that probability increase?
Yeah, 61A is the perfect. If you see rejections off that, 79 isn't too good, it's okay, but 50 and 61A is where most of the orders are sitting, basically. So anybody trading with daily, they will have orders essentially just sitting at these levels for continuation.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's just a trend following strategy. That's all it is, right?
Yep. Yeah, you're just going with the higher time frame and then executing on the smaller.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks like GJ is trying to push down. Yeah, we break that low. I mean, I think now that we broke this low, we're good, but 30-minute low is always just a little stronger confirmation. And ideally should fall down to support. Yeah, I was really hoping we were going to break this high and then go up. There she goes.
Yeah, that hourly is a strong confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
2 rejections, but it's against my trading rules. So
Yep, it's the same. So we watch. I think we'll tap into this wick area down here again. Kind of where we drove off of this morning. So that's probably going to come hit you at break even then, right? If it didn't already.
yeah, I mean, I've scaled out 80% of my position. Once we hit 140 psychological level, just because there's a lot of take profits up around psychological levels, right? So, because if you think of where banks orders and where the orders are going to be, banks don't use little numbers; they use whole numbers, right?
Mm.
So yeah, that's took my 20% out for break even.
Still a winning day.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like 9 minutes. Don't think I'm gonna get a trade. Not for buys. Wonder if EJ ended up moving down or if it's still just doing nothing. Wow.
Dog shit.
Wow. That's so weird. Normally GJ, EJ are pretty kind of move together. Yeah, I mean, if it breaks support, there's still a bunch of crap to get through. Nice job. You caught those sells. That once we got below here, and then once we broke these lows, might be a good play into here, but no trade if you were bullish. Yep. See there, Tides. Have a good one.
What's up? Did I miss anything?
We watched some cells happen.
Nice.
Had Liam join us, hang out. But didn't miss anything. Only had one trade this week, so
Got it.
yeah. How was your week?
It's pretty good. I've been trading London session, pre-London actually, with EJ.
So you've been getting the only session with any moves.
Yeah. Yeah. He said London milk. Yeah. So I did the analysis for EJ. I would do it like around Asian session where price is already consolidating, and then as soon as it breaks through, the same break and retest strategy. As soon as it breaks through, like I catch that entry at pre-London, and then I'm pretty much done in like less than an hour, more like less than half an hour. That's amazing.
Is that Sharma's voice?
Yep.
That is me. Hello. How's it going?
It's really early in the morning. It could go either way.
Yeah.
You're in San Francisco. It's even earlier in the morning for you.
Yeah, I woke up this morning to trade New York Open with the team. And then after that, I was like, it's been a very long time. So I decided to hop on. Did you do any gold analysis or anything like that?
No.
It's buy every dip.
100%.
Still.
Always. Always.
I think we just don't do any gold analysis anymore until it changes.
It was just that correction that we needed for gold that happened.
Yep.
And now it's gonna come right back up.
Yep.
It's been going sideways for a few days.
Yeah, it's consolidating right now. That's fine. Let it consolidate. We're dancing around that 1950 area on gold that I really need to break above it and pull back for a buyer. Break below. Just doesn't seem like it wants to break below though. It's that 1 hour chart is just wick after tail after tail after tail, not closing lower. It doesn't seem like it wants to go down. So Wolfpack asks, is it good to jump in now? Is it good to jump in what? What is it that you're looking to jump in, Wolfpack?
I think you mean the gold.
So if you mean gold, I would wait for a break of 1950 and then a pullback to 1950. This is just no man's land where it is right now. I wouldn't touch it.
Did you take a look at UJ? Since all the USD news came out, it may have made some moves.
Yeah, there was 7:30 news. I'm down.
The thing you should also be looking at now if you're in trades is tightening up stops and not really getting into new trades unless something crazy happens, and just tightening stops and calling it a week. I try and get all my work done between Tuesday and Thursday, and not Monday and Friday. But sometimes that doesn't happen.
Yeah, those are definitely the best days to trade. I really like Tuesday through Thursday. Friday, it's kind of like it's dying down. Everybody's like, the traders are trying to leave their office and all that stuff. Monday is like, it's been closed for the weekend, and now Monday's just doing its crazy thing until like the Asian session hits. After that, and then it's like the London session, which is like Tuesday morning, is when everything starts to like fall into place.
So Wolfpack asked, should you jump in a sell? And again, my question is, why would you jump in a sell now when it's at a support area, why didn't you jump into a sell at 139.85? Why would you jump in now? It's literally at a support area. Paul's line here is about to hit a support area from like the 12 o'clock area. Why would you jump in?
I don't even see the question. It disappeared.
Well, it was deleted. It looks like it was deleted, but he said, should I jump in a sell now? I mean, it might work, but I don't understand why you wouldn't just sell it up at 139.85, I guess.
Yeah, if you were going to sell, once we closed under here, and then I said if we break these lows, those would be a good opportunity to fall down to support, but I was not participating
but you
in
still
it.
have those candles at that 12 o'clock time frame area or whatever backs. I would like to see, I'd have to have it break this area or break the 139.40 area if you wanted to sell now.
Yeah, I think it's too late. It'd have to break and pull back. Yeah, I think we could get support here again and then probably just range. To be honest, I don't think we'll have volume to push all the way back up.
Yeah.
A lot less likely than to just range.
And the gold outlook, Emery, is to buy every dip. We have very simple analysis in here on gold. Buy every dip.
Yep.
Until the pattern changes. We'll let you know if the pattern changes, but on gold, you just buy every dip. You look for support, a support level to buy, and you buy around support levels until that pattern changes. That's all we do.
Is that the Holy Grail?
What's up?
Is that the Holy Grail?
The gold?
Yeah.
Buy support?
No, I don't think it's the Holy Grail. It's just I like to call it just the logic. Just being logical.
You could say trend trading because you're always trading with the higher time frame bias.
Yeah.
You're just trading the trend, which is logical, makes sense.
Yeah, there's the logical.
Yeah, if you hate the word range, you definitely did not like EJ today. Nope, Gerzat, no trades. The move we were looking for was buys. Didn't happen. And if they happen here, I think it's going to be too late. I don't know if I want to... After 10:30, it's just... I don't like to be in it.
That's the 30-minute. Yeah, the 30-minute. Okay, 30-minute.
Yep, exactly, Liam. Especially if GJ's trending bullish.
There's a lot of things that could actually give you a good trade if they would just break the lower, push above the high, but everything's just sitting at areas right now that it's just not. It would be less than a 50-50 to me.
Yeah. Yeah, sells played out Gerzat, but 4-hour bias said buys, so we watched. It's okay. Yeah, when you say it like that, it's super simple. But we got to hang out with Liam, get to know him a little bit. I'm sure he'll be joining us here and there. Hopefully a day during the week. Maybe he can call a nice swing trade, break down some charts, and just hang out a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna head off, you guys, but I will be back next week.
Hi, Sharma. You better join us. You've been saying that for like 4 days now, or like 2 weeks now, and you just been you've been no showing us, dude.
No, I'll show up on Monday New York session.
All right, that'll be the first one of the week. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Paul. Good morning.
Yo, what's up, Andy?
Oh, super late to my Friday. That's all.
Yeah. What time is it by you?
8.
Oh, that's 10 a.m. here.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to get up to hang out with you guys this morning, but I just didn't get it up, man. I was so tired.
You feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit. I tried to take one trade last night in London and carry it in this morning, but it fizzled out.
No worries.
Well, it kind of fizzled out. It was a GJ buy from 139 500, but it wicked me out at 350 before going up to the top there.
You got in at 139.500?
No, I got in at 139. Yeah, 139 500, but I got wicked out about right before the move happened.
The Bears one wiped you out.
Yeah, literally, I was my stop was at 139 like 351 or something like that, and it went down to 330, and I got wicked out, and then it took off. And I was like, dang.
You didn't want to get back in?
I had that position already taken before I went to sleep.
Oh, so you didn't even.
Yeah, I stayed up till like almost 2 o'clock, and it hadn't made the move yet. And I'm like, I know it's coming, and so I just was like, okay, I'll just put my stop loss there because I was measuring it out, and it went further than where I thought the support was, and yeah, man, lost like I don't know, that was like a 50 pip pull maybe, or a 40 something pips.
That was a nice move up.
Yeah. Sucks. I was like, oh, this is the one I'll take a little bit of an increase on the lot size too. Womp womp.
That's how it goes. You'll be good next week. It's Friday, no worries.
That's the other thing that was in my head. I'm like, Freaky Friday for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you don't want to be increasing lots on a Friday.
I know. You know what though? I gotta tell you. With the move that happened on Thursday with GJ, I'm like, okay, well, we got a good chance of coming back to do this. And it was like winding up, and then London session came, and I was like, all right, we're going to get it. And it was just kept pulling back, and I'm like, man, this thing's going to shoot. I just didn't know when. And, this goes into that catalog of mine of, trades entered maybe a little bit too early, which played out after getting wicked out.
This isn't All In Friday?
Nope.
Oh.
That's next Friday.
Oops. I better close out.
Everybody catch something this morning?
No. Nothing. I tried EJ this morning. Closed early twice, and then waiting on GJ never appeared. So.
Yeah.
I hit the US 30 pretty good this morning, a little bit.
Nice. Anybody in here looking at UJ?
I'm gonna be getting ready to close these charts.
Oh no, of course. It's slipped pretty good today.
Yeah, once 10:30 comes, it's closing up time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, support could form here and we push up a little bit, but this needed to happen 2 hours ago, an hour ago. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Liam, you wanna say anything before we head out? Promote anything? Share anything? Anything?
Nah, man. Thank you. It's been good having me, man. It's been good meeting you guys, sharing some ideas, sharing some concepts. It's been good. Thank you.
I agree. Well, thanks for coming on, and hopefully we'll get you back on maybe a day in midweek next week to hopefully maybe take a trade or something.
Yeah, sure.
Right. I'll see you guys on a Monday stream.